Why is Terrence Crawford still the WBA and WBO champion at 147? Let's talk.
Straighter, not roundhouse right hand.
And that's what we've been talking about, the straight shot, the one where he gets leverage on it.
I don't want to kill
Pull
somebody
back
for
a little bit.
seconds.
Nah, I want a body on my record.
Now, I want to see you fight motherfuckers. I do. All right, I'm with you. I'm with you. As long as you're trying to fight the great, the best competition.
Terrence Crawford has already said that he's moving to 154. Terrence Crawford has already dropped the IBF title, the WBC title. He still has not dropped the WBA or the WBO title. If you look on all these things, Terrence Crawford, look on the WBA's website, look on the WBO's website. Terrence Crawford is still the champion. Why is that? This man's about to fight for the WBA strap. Like what's the holdup for? Like Brian Norman is the WBO interim champion. Stanis Baratheon is the WBA interim champion. Like these guys are not the full champion until Terrence Crawford drops the belt. Until Terrence Crawford officially fights Mordor Bum. When he fights it, hell, maybe I don't even know if they're gonna drop him in. Hell, Floyd Mayweather held belts at 2 times in 154 and 47. I don't know. Terrence Crawford might do the same. I don't understand what's going on. Bro, you didn't want to fight Jaron Boots Ennis. You said he brings nothing to the table. You're fighting Artem Bum, or not even Artem Bum, Mordor Bum for a WBA belt. Well, is that the something you're talking about? That Jaron Boots Ennis brings nothing to the table? Is that the something? Because you could fight Boots, well, you could have fought Boots and became a 2-time undisputed champion at 147. I mean, you're trying to be undisputed in a third weight class, and that's cool, legendary shit. I'm not knocking it at all, but you still would have been a 2-time undisputed champion at 147. This is what Floyd did. Well, he didn't become undisputed, but how Floyd fought people for multiple belts is because he kept vacating the belt and then fighting the person for that belt. You could have vacated the title and then fought Jaron Boots Ennis for the same title and became a 2-time undisputed champion at 147. You could have did that. That's what Floyd did. That's how Floyd says, oh, I beat more champions in boxing history and blah, blah, blah. And he's only a 5-division champion. You're only a 5-division champion. Well, then the most champions you can beat in 5 division is 20, because there's 4 champions in each one. How'd you get 23? 23 champions? You weren't undisputed in 5 weight classes. So whatever. Terrence Bud Crawford, bro. I don't understand why you're holding this belt. I'm not sure. I don't understand why your fans, why the people are not saying you're holding up the division, you're holding up the weight class. Brian Norman's the WBO champion. He's the interim champion. He'll become the full champion when you officially move up, when you officially drop the belts. Stanis Baratheon is not the full WBA champion. He will become the full WBA champion when you officially drop the WBA strap. You have not dropped neither one of them yet. Nobody even cares. Nobody even cares. Fucking insane to me. No one cares. This man is blatantly holding up an entire weight class while fighting in another weight class. For a belt in another weight class. And nobody even cares. Terrence Crawford is arguably the best fighter on planet Earth. Arguably. You can make that argument. Pound for pound, yes, without question. But you can make the argument that he's the best fighter on planet Earth. You can make that argument. Why is he holding up 47 for? He's already undisputed. He's conquered a division already. Why are you holding belts at 47? Why? For what reason? Leverage? To move back down and be able to fight Brian Norman, or move back down and be able to fight Stannis Baratheon? Bro, I'm pretty sure if you move back down, they would welcome you with open arms. Oh, BFTB, he's going to do it so that he can be in a position of power because he wants to be the A side. So as the A side BFTB, he can get the most money. He will get the most money against Brian Norman. Brian Norman's a dog, but that's my homie. He a dog. But he's the B side to Terrence Crawford. If ever they fight. Unless Brian Norman beats Boots and, gets an Errol Spence fight and beats Errol Spence, then now we're having a whole different conversation. But at this particular moment, Bud's the A side to this man. He's the A side to everybody at 47. Everybody. Hell, he's the A side to everybody at 54, not named Errol Spence. He's the A side to everybody else. Yeah, he beat him. So what? And he's still the B side. He would still be the B side to Errol Spence. If and when they unify again, Bud will be the B side, or the fight just won't happen. Bud will be the B side. But beyond all of that, this man's still holding belts at 47, which I would have thought that people would be out here mad at the dude. Like, why haven't you vacated the belt? Why haven't you let other fighters do what they do? Why haven't you let other people, hey, let them become champions, let them become like real champions, why haven't you did this? Like, I'm not understanding why no one's smashing the gas. It's like, bro, like, this weird ass sense of protection that people have for Bud is bonkers to me. Phenomenal fighter, arguably the best. Why are y'all protecting? Let this man do his thing. Why are you, bro? No fighter is above criticism or below praise. You can say any fighter is the truth as long as you can defend it. And you can say any fighter's got flaws as long as you can justify it and explain it. If you can defend their greatness, rock on. If you can explain their flaws, I'm all ears. But at this particular moment, it's like, bro, y'all said Errol Spence was holding up a whole weight class. Oh, Errol's holding the division up. Errol's doing this, Errol doing that, when he really wasn't. But that's what y'all claimed he was doing. Now, this man he's won all the belts, got all the belts, and nothing more to prove. But y'all are mad that the IBF stripped him. Well, I'm glad the IBF stripped him. The WBA needs to do it, and so does the WBO, because he's fighting at 154. He has no intention on defending those belts. No intention. Just like he had no intention on defending it against Jerron Boots Ennis. If this man says he's not fighting Boots because Boots doesn't bring nothing to the table, then what does Brian Norman or Stannis Baratheon bring to the table? Because he dropped the WBC belt. He was stripped of the IBF and dropped the WBC. What does Brian Norman bring to the table for Terrence Crawford? What does Stannis Baratheon bring to the table for Terrence Crawford? Absolutely nothing. And again, I rock with Brian Norman. That's the homie. Like, I rock with Brian. I don't give a damn about Stannis Baratheon. He's a good fighter. I don't really give a damn about it. But I'm just saying, these guys don't. What if Boots don't bring them to the table? Then what do they bring? A belt that he already had? What did he bring? That's not huge money fights. Neither one. And again, I rock with Brian Norman. Neither one of them are huge money fights. Boots is the biggest fight for Terrence Crawford, not named Errol Spence and Canelo Alvarez. Jerron Boots Ennis. That's the biggest fight for him. And he turned down Boots. So if he turned down Boots, and y'all cried about him being stripped of the IBF title, how come y'all are saying nothing about him still being the WBO and WBA champion? Y'all guys are saying absolutely nothing. You cried. It was such all up in tears, and oh God, I can't believe they took Terrence Crawford's IBF title. He didn't even get a chance, and oh God, this is so poor. Oh, poor old Bud. Oh, Bud. Poor old Bud. I can't believe they did poor Bud that way. Just poor Bud. I can't believe poor Bud. But he is not going to defend those titles. So if he's not going to defend them and he's literally about to fight for the WBA strap at 54, what the fuck is he holding the belts for? When is somebody going to call this man out and be like, hey, bruh, you tripping, bro. Bro, drop the belt, bro. Why do you got the belt? You're not fighting Brian Norman. You're not fighting Stannis Baratheon. Drop the belt, bro. Drop the belts and worry about 54. Worry about becoming undisputed at 154, bro. Drop the fucking belts. Why do you still got them? What are you holding on to them for? What reason? Who are you going to fight over there to have them? You're not defending it. You're not champion in recess. You're still the fucking WBO champion. The WBA champion. Drop the fucking belts, bro. Where are the Crawford fans at? Where are the Crawford fans who are all up in arms and crying about him being stripped of the IBF title? It's a good thing he was stripped. Because Boots would still be the interim champion right now if he wasn't stripped. It's like, you fucking Bud fans, you guys are so weird, man. Y'all just want this man to have a belt forever. If y'all had it y'all way, this man would have the WBO belt that he had at 135. He'd still be the WBO champion at 135. He'd still be undisputed at 140 and undisputed at 147. If y'all had it y'all way. Everybody else, he'd be holding up 3 weight classes right now. If y'all had it y'all way. Not defending the WBA belt, a WBO at 35, nothing. Not defending undisputed at 140, nothing. If y'all had it y'all way. If you had it y'all way, right now there'll be 4 interim champions in WBC. I mean, the 140. The interim WBC champion, the interim WBA, the interim IBF, and the interim WBO. Terrence Crawford will still be the undisputed champion. Like, what is the point of this man holding on to the belts at 47? Still. And the crazy thing is, because Devin is the face of boxing and every conversation surrounds Devin, all this stuff is being overlooked. It's all being overlooked. Nobody cares. This man is literally holding on to 2 belts and nobody cares. And he's fighting at another weight class. Insane. Not defending the WBO, not defending the WBA. He already dropped the WBC and he was stripped of the IBF, but he's not defending none of those belts. He's literally going to a different weight class to fight and he's still the champion at another weight class. Insane. And y'all are cool with this. And you're not saying anything about it because Devin is dominating the boxing waves. I'm glad he was stripped. And I wish he was stripped. I hope he gets stripped of the WBO and I hope he gets stripped of the WBA. I hope they say, bro, if you're not going to defend these, then we're stripping you. We're making Brian Norman the official WBO champion and we're making Stannis Baratheon the official WBA champion because right now neither one of them are. Fucking insane. And Bud fans not saying anything about it after crying like some hoes about motherfucking Jerron Boots Ennis becoming the IBF champion and Bud getting stripped of his belt. Y'all cry like some hoes and now this man's at 54 and y'all ain't saying shit. Drop the fucking belts, dude. Whatever. Y'all ain't gonna say nothing and y'all gonna be in my comments crying like bitches about, oh man, why you hating on Bud? You just hating on Bud. Ain't nobody hating on Bud. I'm not a Bud hate. I'm not a hater at all. I am saying you've accomplished everything you need to accomplish at 147. You are now campaigning at 154. You're about to fight for a belt next month at 54. Why the fuck are you holding up 47? That's what I'm saying. Whatever. Cry about it. BFTB. Shout out to the mighty LDBC.